We went seeking a deal at 27, and I responded to the German and French proposal for treaty change in good faith, genuinely looking to reach an agreement at the level of the whole of the European Union with the necessary safeguards for Britain. Those safeguards on the single market and on financial services were modest, reasonable and relevant. We were not trying to create an unfair advantage for Britain. We were not asking for a UK opt-out, for special exemption or a generalised emergency break on financial services legislation. They were safeguards sought for the EU as a whole. We were simply asking for a level playing field, for open competition for financial services companies in all EU countries, with arrangements that would enable every EU member state to regulate its financial sector properly. To those who were saying we were trying to go soft on the banks, nothing can be further from the truth. We have said we are going to respond positively to the tough measures set out in the Vickers report. There are issues about whether this can be done under current European regulations. So one of the things we wanted was to make sure we could go further than European rules on regulating the banks. The Financial Services Authority report on RBS today demonstrates just how necessary that is. And perhaps instead of talking, honourable members opposite will remember their responsibility for the mess that they created. Now, of course, an intergovernmental arrangement is not without risks, but we did not want to see that imbalance hardwired into the treaty without proper safeguards. And to those who believe that this was not a real risk, France and Germany said in their letter last week that the Eurozone should work on single market issues like financial regulation and competitiveness. That is why we required safeguards, and I make no apology for it. Of course, I wish those safeguards had been accepted, but frankly, I have to tell the House the choice was a treaty without proper safeguards or no treaty, and the right answer was no treaty. It was not an easy thing to do, but it was the right thing to do. Our membership of the EU is vital to our national interest. We are a trading nation and we need the single market for trade, investment and jobs. The EU makes Britain a gateway to the largest single market in the world for investors. It secures half our exports and millions of British jobs. And membership of the EU strengthens our ability to progress foreign policy objectives too, giving us a strong voice on the global stage on issues such as trade and, as we have seen at Durban this week, climate change and the environment as well. So we are in the European Union and we want to be. This week there will be meetings on councils, on transport, telecommunications, energy, agriculture, fisheries. Britain will be there as a full member of each one. But I believe in an EU with the flexibility of a network, not the rigidity of a bloc. I do not believe there is a binary choice for Britain, that we can either sacrifice the national interest on issue after issue or lose our influence at the heart of Europeans' decision-making process. I am absolutely clear that it is possible to be both a full, committed and influential member of the European Union, but to stay out of arrangements where they do not protect our interests. That is what I've done at this Council. That is what I will continue to do as long as I'm Prime Minister. It is the right course for this country, and I commend this statement to the House.